So I talk to a lot of investors daily, weekly, just being somebody that is involved on a daily basis and transacts with investors. I talk to a lot of them. And a lot of the stuff that I'm hearing right now is basically like, I am done with this. I'm done investing in property. All the property that I have, I'm selling and I'm out. I'm that �𝐄𝐑. I talk about Canadian real estate in my local market of Abbotsford and the Fraser Valley. And if you're into that, subscribe, like the video. And if you want to chat, I've got a link in my description that goes right into my calendar. So it almost seems like pretty much every landlord I talk to these days is done being a landlord, at least in BC. It's just become way too scary and way too much of a risk to use it as an investment vehicle at this point. Even myself, I still have my older condo that I just moved out of and it's vacant. And I, for a while, was toying around with the idea of should I rent this out because it's an older wood frame, 3-story walk-up building sitting on a nice chunk of land. And I know if I hold it long enough, some developer is going to pay me a pretty penny just to, get that unit, knock it down and build something else. But I'm just like, but the risk of me holding this unit is just insane. Like, tenants can just move in, pay nothing, trash the house, and then it takes 6 to 8 months to kick them out. At least that's what I'm hearing, right? Not 100%, but why would I want to take that level of risk? I'll just sell it, buy freaking Nike stock, or invest in my business. And this is what I'm hearing from so many landlords out there right now. It's just become so unbelievably risky to invest in real estate. And this is what I'm hearing from so many investors right now. It's just so unbelievably unfair to be a landlord at this current point. It's like all the rights have completely shifted to one end, leaving absolutely nothing for the landlord. And oddly enough, I actually have 3 clients in the last 8 months who have had a tenant do exactly that. Move in, not pay a single month's rent, trash the house, and then it's taken 6 to 8 months to get them out of there. One of the tenants actually drove a car through the garage door the day that they were leaving after trashing the house and not paying rent for 6 months. And with your average mortgage payment being like $4,500 a month right now, that's basically 30 grand you're in the hole now after 6 months of not receiving any payments. Plus now you got to fix the place up. That could be 15, 20 grand. And then obviously there's another month you're not collecting rent as you're doing that. And then you have to re-rent it and assume the exact same risk all over again. And then on top of those risks, you have, property transfer tax, realtor fees, lawyer fees, and the cost to break a mortgage. It's just getting so unfeasible to own investment property, at least here in BC. Now, people are going to say that that's a good thing. It's a good thing that it's so it's just unfeasible to own investment property. And I'm here to tell you that it's definitely not if you are a renter. That is going to skyrocket the cost of rent when the only people, supplying rental housing to the market are now not doing that anymore. Well, what happens? The supply of rental units constrict and then the cost of them goes up. Because what you're having right now is pretty much a mass exodus of landlords just having enough of this. Everyone's going to Calgary, everyone's going to Alberta, and that's, pretty much the main reason why they're going there. And eventually what I think is going to have to happen here, and I might be wrong, but what I think will have to happen here is eventually the government, just like they incentivize new business, will have to incentivize new residential investment to provide more rental housing. And that incentivization will probably come in the form of those regulations shifting back from all the way over here on the tenant to a more common ground somewhere in the middle, or at least, middle tenant, middle left. So, we'll see what happens. But even for myself, like, I'm a realtor right now talking about why investing sucks, right? How often do you see that? I myself have better places that I'd put that money. Now, that being said, is a detached home on a nice chunk of land going to be an amazing investment over the next 5 to 8 years? Yes, it probably is. However, it's just the risk and the potential headache that's involved with doing it is just insane right now. If I invest all my money in Nike stock, my risk is all my money in Nike stock. If I invest all my money in a detached home and then the tenant doesn't pay and they trash the house, blah, blah, that risk is more than just the money I've invested, because I could end up going bankrupt because of that. And for me personally, I'd rather just make a lower ROI on my money, focus on my business, than, go for the higher ROI with like a detached home and have all these potential risks and headaches. But That's just me. I'm not saying don't invest in real estate, because at the end of the day, the fact that there are a lot of investors leaving right now does provide a pretty amazing opportunity for anyone who's willing to take on that risk and headache. I'm just speaking from the heart, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, subscribe to the channel, like this video. I'm that Agent Kelly. I'm making moves to move you. Peace.